welcome back for the next day of SAT writing practice. We've learned all the rules, so we are doing practice today. So we're going to start on time. So let's just kick us off with a couple quick questions. I would like to ask you if outside of our sessions, these 1 hour sessions, have you been doing any additional SAT practice on your own? The question is, have you been doing any additional SAT practice on your own? Okay, that's fine. Most of you have not, which makes sense. SATs are canceled right now. So I just hope that at least, are you keeping your pure notes? Are you taking, especially in writing, are you noting down everything we've learned in your pure notes? This is the question. Are you noting down all the writing things in your pure notes? Nice, I love it. This makes me so happy. 92% of you are doing it. Only 6 people are not. So thank you. You will really get a lot out of this class if you do the pure notes. If you don't, then you may forget it. So please do the pure notes. And then are you, I sent out the links for the writing. Did anybody look at those links? Did you look at the writing links that I sent out? All right, 50-50, mostly no, some yes, I love it. 43% of you looked at it. Great, I love it. There's so much information online. Please do it for yourself. And one more question. We've been doing math every single day, and some of you have been getting the wrong answer for math. If you got it incorrect, have you been doing a root cause analysis and then noting down the root cause in your pure notes? Have you been doing root cause analysis for mistakes you've made in math? And have you been noting them down in your pure notes? Okay, this is crucial. So we're about 50-50. 60% of you have been doing it. I love it. I'm glad that this class, you're taking away something from this class. 30% of you or 40% of you have not. That's okay. Actually, no, that's not okay. Please do a root cause analysis for the mistakes, because there's no point doing 20 math questions if you can just learn everything you need to learn from one math question. Why put yourself through 20? And you noticed even when I made a mistake last time, I did a root cause analysis and I came up with a new approach. We will go over another approach I came up with doing root cause analysis on my own today. So it's very important. This is the way you can accelerate your learning. All right. And then I am really enjoying tutoring, and I hope doing these classes, and I hope you guys are enjoying these classes also. From what I'm seeing, you are. So a question for you is, do you think I should just become a tutor, like a famous tutor in Singapore, and open my own famous tutoring center in Singapore? I love it. Most of you think so. Thank you. All right, 85%, no, 84% of you think I should. 15% don't, okay. I would love to know why. You can send me an email later. That would be okay. And then if I do end up opening up a supersize tutor center or coaching center, would you, thank you, would you be interested in helping? Would you be interested in helping out? I'm not sure how that help would look like. No idea. But I honestly no idea. But would you be interested in helping out? Okay, all right. More to come. Some stuff I'm thinking through. I will announce in class when that happens. Okay, all right. We have wasted 4 minutes on yes or no questions. That's okay. Let's get started with mathematics. We do one math question every day. Hopefully, actually, you know what? No, I will show you the approach. Okay. Let's go. Let me share. And again, can I please have someone to raise their hand who will read this question with me? Who's going to read this question with me? I think Tanya, come on up. Awesome.
Okay, which question is it?
Yeah, we're going to do question 20. So, sorry, Tanya, I know you're here, but one second. Let me just review this. We have to follow this approach, okay? Please. We write out the type of question, highlight important information, Write down values, equations with units. Write the ask clearly. I know this is repetitive, but you really have to do this. Read through the options. Please don't forget to read through the options. And then think of different approaches. Eliminate first, plug and chug, MCQ. If not, 0, 1, negative, positive, infinity, and others. Try plugging in those. Then narrow down the MCQ. Only then use calculator, and only then use algebra. And once you have the answer, compare it against the ask. Okay, this is the approach. Today, it's not an MCQ question, but this is what we have. So there won't be any poll. But all right, Tanya, take us away. What do we do here?
Okay, so there are 3 lines, R, S, and T,
Okay.
and then the angles,
highlights.
few angles are shown.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can highlight the names of the lines, I guess.
Yeah.
And the angles between, well, what angle is between which 2 lines.
Okay.
So between S and T, you have 106 degrees,
Yeah.
which is obtuse. And then between S and R, it's X degrees.
Yeah.
And then between R and T is 23 degrees.
Yep. Okay. So, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Sure.
And then S, R, and T are forming a triangle.
Yep. Perfect. So this is a triangle. So S, R, T is a triangle.
And the ask is, what is the value of X? So we have to find X degrees.
Ask is X. So X is our ask. Okay. Perfect. So I will give you 1 minute to try and solve this question. In your approach, I want you to, before you put down pen to paper, please take 30 seconds to think through different approaches that you can use to solve this question. What if I tell you that you can solve this question by only just looking at it and doing very simple math in your head, extremely simple math in your head? I want you to try and find that approach. All right, another 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's go through different approaches. So the first approach, which is the longest approach, is find each angle 1 by 1. So this is 90 minus 106, which is 84. Then this is 180 minus, sorry, this is 180 minus 106. So that would be actually 74. 180 minus 106, 74. Then this is 180 minus 74 minus 23, which becomes 83, right? Is it 83? Yeah. And then we do 180 minus, yeah, so we do 180 minus x, 180 minus 83, so this becomes 97. So that's that approach. The other approach you can take is to keep it in algebra. So let's remove all of this stuff here. And let's call this A, B, and X. So A is equal to 180 minus 106. Then B is equal to 180 minus A minus 23. And then X is equal to 180 minus B. The benefit of doing this is maybe you can cross out some of the 180s, okay? Because we're doing 180 minus numerous times. So quick poll, did anybody find the faster way where you don't have to write down anything on paper? Where did my poll go? There we go. Did anyone find the faster way? Okay, if you found a faster way, would you like to raise your hand and come out and tell me what it is? Shiv, come on up.
So actually, like in terms of the actual method I used, I sort of like did the same method as you, but I just thought of something which might work.
Okay.
So essentially, so you know that so the angle S, the angle between so you know that there's an angle 106 degrees,
Yeah.
and you know the angle like next to that should 74 degrees, 180 minus 106 degrees.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I basically meant like from the context of the angle opposite A, the vertically opposite angle of A.
Got it.
Right. And so you know that, oh wait, you don't even need that. You can just say that the angle of vertically opposite 106 degrees is 106 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could say that, oh, never mind, doesn't work.
Okay, that's a good try, good try, okay. Anybody else wants to come out and share a different approach? Devam.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
So it's quite similar, but to your second approach, but not really doing much of the algebra.
Okay.
So you can see the supplementary angle to 106 degrees will be 74 degrees, which you've labeled as A.
Yeah.
Then you see the triangle that it forms, and the exterior angle to that is X.
Yeah.
So it'll just be the sum of the two angles.
Nice, perfect. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Great stuff. So the rule here that you can use is if you have this triangle, wow, this is the triangle. We do X, and then let's call this A, let's call this C. So X is equal to A plus C. Now I want you to look at this diagram. Does this make sense? Do you see why X is equal to A plus C? Because B is equal to 180 minus A minus C, and X is equal to 180 minus B. So X is equal to 180 minus 180 minus A minus C. So this cancels out. So you get X equals to A plus C. But this is algebraic understanding. Or actually, let me not cross this out. Just by looking at the diagram also, you should be able to figure this out. Does this make sense? I'm going to do another poll. Awesome, yeah. So with this, you should be able to get X is equal to 74 plus 23. And this can all be done in your head. Cool, okay, thank you. This is all we have for math today. Again, the takeaway is if you spend time practicing coming up with different approaches, that is really what will train your mathematics skills. And the smarter student is able to come up with these approaches, but that takes practice. So please practice it. Don't spend time doing long algebra and being rushed through the SAT. It requires practice. All right, we are back. So let's go back into English like we were doing English yesterday. And I will pick up from where we stopped off. And thank you so much for the people that asked questions at the end. It helped me learn also. So let's go into what we did yesterday. And this is what we're doing today. Okay, so yesterday we were, let's remove all this. No, not this. Okay, this is the question that we were doing yesterday. So the rule is before a semicolon, the clause should be independent, and after it should be independent. The mistake that I made when I was doing a root cause analysis was I thought this entire thing was a clause, whereas actually the clause ends here because there's a comma. So the clause before is from here to here, and the clause after is here. Now the clause before is independent, but the clause after is dependent because there's no verb. Right? The dark snow problem, there's no verb. We have a subject, but no verb. That's why it's dependent. That is why this is incorrect. Again, this is again dependent, so semicolon, so it's incorrect. Here, this is dependent, but with a colon before is independent, so therefore this is correct. And then what was wrong here? Oh, this was just verb wordy. So that's why we crossed this one out. So that was number 16. Now to drive this home, this is very important. I want to show you folks something fun that will hopefully help you learn this and commit this to memory. So let me share my screen. Okay, if you remember the guy I showed you yesterday, I ended up going through his website. Love this guy's website. So here we go. Let's learn this.
What's up? What is Santa Claus's oldest daughter's name? Independent Claus. She has what it takes to go out into the world on her own. An independent Claus can stand on her own. Anyone have a guess of Santa's youngest kid's name? Dependent Claus. Dependent Claus cannot stand on his own. He has to rely on his big sister, Independent Claus. And what's Santa's middle child's name? Frank. Yeah, we don't talk about him much. To be as independent as she is, Independent Claus needs a subject and a verb. What can we say Independent Claus does? She raps.
Yo, this is me. I know the North Pole. I rap presents. Team Elf Patrol.
Not that kind of rap. What's the subject? It's she. And what's the verb? It's raps. So again, an independent clause needs a subject and a verb. Let's see some other examples of full sentences. She works on literally the best present ever. What's the subject here? She. And what's the object? The present. Do we need the object in order for the sentence to be an independent clause? Right. We don't need the object, because all we need to create an independent clause is a subject and a verb. The subject is she, and the verb is works. So she works is a full sentence. What about this younger sibling, though, dependent clause? Well, if we're missing the subject or the verb, then we don't have an independent clause. We could have a fragment, a phrase, or just nonsense. But what if we have a subject and a verb, and it still doesn't feel so complete? Like, when dependent clause is making a mess. What is our subject and what's our verb here? Well, our verb is the state of being verb, is. What's our subject? It's dependent clause. So why isn't this a full sentence? It has a subject and a verb. Well, something about this when word is making me feel a little weird. What happens if we take it away? Dependent clause is making a mess. Hey, that's a full sentence. We have a subject and a verb. So our troublemaker is that word when. When is what we call a subordinating conjunction. Can you guess what makes the dependent clause dependent?
A dependent clause has a subject, verb, and a subordinating conjunction.
Here's a sample list of subordinating conjunctions that I want you to know. After, although, as, because, before, if, once, since, that, though, unless, until, when, where, whereas, whether, which, while. Don't worry about writing these down right now. I'm providing them in your full grammar rules packet to study from later. Let's see a few in action, and then we'll call this video a day. While Frank was reading a self-help book, while is the subordinating conjunction here, which independent clause knew couldn't help Frank. Which is a subordinating conjunction here. Dependent clause remain clueless. Two dependent clauses tied to an independent clause. Another example.
No. Come on, no.
The family is in chaos because the parents are away. Because is a subordinating conjunction. Notice that an independent clause is tied to a dependent clause here. One more. Grandpa Claus knows that Santa and Mrs. Claus are coming home from dinner soon. The independent clause here is simply Grandpa Claus knows. The subordinating conjunction is that, which begins the dependent clause. Oh, fire fact. What is the smallest sentence in the English language? Take a second to think about it. Go! Huh? Huh?
Huh?
Huh? I know. Where's the subject, right? Who are we telling to go? Go you! That's right, you. Yes, you right there are the implied subject, so it counts. Go you! That's all for today. Thanks for hanging in the North Pole. And remember, believe in yourself, because I certainly do. Prep medians up in that test. Watch me crank it, watch me prep. Watch me crank prep medians and subordinate that test. Watch me, you prep medians. You prep medians. You prep medians. Go you! An independent clause is a full sentence that has a subject and a verb. A dependent clause has a subject, a verb, and a subordinating conjunction. We, as a society, need to come up with a first name for Mrs. Claus. She shouldn't just be Mrs. Santa Claus.
Did you learn something in that video? Let me do a poll. Okay, perfect. 88% of you learned something new. Awesome. Right, so now we won't make that mistake again, right? Now we know what a dependent and independent clause is. Great, so let's pick up where we left off yesterday, and let's keep doing these SAT writing questions. And let me share my screen, and let's go. All right, so we are going to do 17. We have already done 17, but this time I want you to figure out what is the reason why. What is the reason why the other questions are wrong? The other options are wrong. Pull the poll. Okay. Yep. All right, another 20 seconds. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and poll. Okay, can you put into chat? Actually, let me go back to the screen. 17. Okay, can you put into chat what error is being made by by A? What is the error by A? Please write it in chat publicly. Yeah, perfect. Okay. There's still some confusion, so this is very important. I want you, the first thing you should do is look for the clauses and figure out what is happening in the clauses. So some of it drifted over. This is a independent clause, so independent. And then Tundra fires in 2012 from Far West North Pole produce great amounts of soot. This is also independent. So these two independent clauses are joined by a comma. So that's why this is a run-on. So this is incorrect. Okay, same thing here, some soot, the soot becomes the subject, and therefore this is also run-on, same comma, so incorrect. Now some of which, if you remember from the video today, which makes this a dependent clause, right? So this is why this would be correct. So some of which is correct because this is dependent, and then you can join a dependent clause with a comma. And then over here, some drifted over. This again is incorrect because this is independent. And in this case, what is the subject in this case? The subject is some. So this is why this creates a run-on error. So this is run-on, run-on. Okay. So hopefully this is really helping you. The way I'm doing this question is we do the question and then we check the answer. You want to do it one by one. So you do a question, check the answer, and learn. Maybe you forgot to look for run-ons. So next time you can practice looking for run-ons. That's the approach we're taking. This. Okay, let's do 18. All right, another 10 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. Okay, so the okay, so let's look at this answer. So over here, what are they testing? Can you write down in chat, what are they testing here? So it's not, it's tenses, yes, it's tenses, but a little bit more than tenses. What exactly, like how are they testing tenses? So it's, yes, it's parallel structure, correct. It's parallel structure because we have here some of which drifted over to Greenland in giant plumes of smoke, and then fell as particles on the ice sheet. So we have the parallel structure is being made between drifted and this verb here. And so this is correct because drifted and fell is in the same tense. So the entire tense has to be same. So the right answer, what they're testing is tense and parallel structure. The others are incorrect is because drifted and falls are in not the same tense. Here, will fall is in the future, drifted is in the past. Now, many of you actually put D, drifted and had fallen. So if you remember when we did the tenses exercise, this is not the same. Drifted, if this was had drifted, then this would be the same. But drifted and had fallen is not the same. Can you tell me what type of tense is had fallen? Can you write it down? Yep, past perfect. So this is past perfect, and this is simple past. So this is why we went over those 12 rules. It's important. All right, let's do the next one. Nope, this one. All right, let's do 18. Sorry, let's do 19. 19. Interesting, okay. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so actually most of you got this wrong. So let's go over this slowly. All right, so what is happening here? Whenever you see it apostrophe s, replace it with it is. And then does this make sense? Does this sentence make sense? Limiting its ability to reflect sun's rays. The sentence no longer makes sense, right? Limiting its availability. Sorry, limiting its ability does not make sense. So you cross it out. Remember we talked about this. If you made this mistake, please write it down in your pure notes. And the method is to replace it apostrophe s with it is and check. So can you write down in chat, what are these words referring to? So this is a pronoun, right? What is the noun that this pronoun is referring to? Okay, so what you will notice is this sentence is what is the sentence here? What does the sentence look like? It's a modifier, right? So we have a modifier here. So what it modifies has to be right next to the modifier. Therefore, the modifier is modifying snow and ice. Now, snow and ice makes it plural, right? So you cannot have the singular. So this is plural. So you cannot have the singular. So this is incorrect. This there, yeah, this, I think one of you got this. So the correct answer is D. Does that make sense? If someone does not agree with this, please raise your hand. This is important. Okay, so you agree. So here, this modifier is modifying snow and ice. Snow and ice is plural. Therefore, the pronoun must also be plural. Okay, most of you got this one incorrect, actually. So hopefully this was, you learned something here. And you updated your peer notes.
Someone raised their hand.
Oh, yeah.
Someone raised their hand.
Who was it? Yeah, Anish, come on. What's the question?
Isn't there normally for the people?
So in this, let's see, is there, what would you rather put then?
Well, I put it, but then now I see why I'm wrong. But there is normally for people.
I know, but then what would you use for plural objects?
I don't know.
The chairs are sitting on top. Yeah, I think there can also be used for subjects. I cannot think of a different word to use for objects. Another plural pronoun. Yeah, good question, Anish. Good question. Yeah, thank you for the question. All right, let's do 20. Oh no. Wait, do we do 20? No, we don't do 20. Okay, we do 21. Sorry about that. Let's do 21. All right, 10 seconds. Three, two, one, and pull. Okay, so let's review this. Okay, let's see. Nope, not this. Okay, what is the error in A? Can you type into chat what the error is in A? Redundancy, perfect. And what are the two words that are redundant? Okay, again is a word, yep. And what's the other one? Repeat, redundant, incorrect. Okay, what is the redundant error in B? So there's a redundancy error in B. What is the redundancy error? May and possibly. Awesome. Yep, okay. And what is the redundancy? Did I copy this down correctly? Okay, sorry, I copied this down incorrectly. So, sorry, it's may and possibly is here. This is not supposed to be.
Option C is option B. Option D is option D. And option C, which got skipped, is itself with damage and.
Yeah, okay, so this is, yeah, okay, all right, thanks. So what's the redundancy error in C? There's a redundancy error in C. What's the redundancy error? There you go. With damage and with harmful effects. Okay. There we go. I guess there's also with, you're right, but that's not, because this is not underlined, that's why we can't do anything about it. We can only do something about what is underlined. All right, so therefore this is the right answer. No, yeah, this does not have possibly in it. Okay, you guys get the point. Redundancy error. Not 22, let's do 23. Okay, 10 seconds. Three, two, one, and pull. Okay, this makes me very happy. We practiced something and then most of you are getting this right again, so love it. The error here is redundancy error. You should be able to see that quickly. So, right, this is right, yeah? Yeah, so soon and quickly are the same. Promptly and quickly are the same. Promptly and quickly are the same. So redundancy, redundancy, redundancy. A plus. Wore off is correct. So I want to just highlight something. Don't take away. I don't want your takeaway to be to pick the smallest thing. That's the wrong takeaway from this. The takeaway should be cross out other options using rules that we've learned and only then pick the right answer. So please don't just skip to the smallest answer. That will not help you. Okay, 24. Let's do, yep, let's do 24. Again, we've done this question, but I want you to, again, think about, if you are able to answer this question, think about what is the error that is being created in every other option. Try not to write down the error when other people are answering, please. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what do we have here? Here we have a dependent clause that starts with having become frustrated trying to solve difficult problems. This then makes it a modifier, who became frustrated. Our options are between no colleagues, colleagues, ideas, and I. The question you want to ask, who is most likely to have become frustrated? So the answer is I. So every other question makes the misplaced modifier error. Okay, let's do 25. Let me start the poll. All right, this should take you very little time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, right. Please write down in chat what this is testing. What is it testing? Idiom, nice. It is testing idioms. And what is the idiom that it is testing? And thank you for everyone that's participating on chat. What is the idiom that it is testing? Read, perfect. Read X. So you read, do you read into, do you read about, do you read upon, or do you read for? This is one of those things that you just have to memorize. If you don't know it, then it is reading about. Okay, perfect. Let's do 26. Oh, we've done 26 already. We spend a lot of time on this. We're not going to do this one again, but please remember, if you see a semicolon, check the clause before, or sorry, if you see a colon, check the clause before, not independent. And then you should be able to cross that out immediately. Okay, so we've already done 26. Many of you got B last time, so that's incorrect. All right, let's do 27. Let me launch the poll. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's look at this. What is this testing? This was question 27. Okay, can you type into chat what this is? What is this testing? Conjunction and contradiction, that's right. You don't need to know these words. Even if you don't know the word, that's fine, as long as you have the idea in your head. Okay, so what this is testing is how to join two different sentences. So in the first sentence, we're saying spaces are usually stocked with standard office equipment. And then after it says, the spaces often include small meeting areas and large rooms, okay? So are these two, so if you put however, then however shows that they are contradictory. So A and B are contradictory, but that's not true, all right? Because spaces are stocked with standard equipment. However, they include small meeting areas. Those two are not really related, right? A better thing is if you put in addition, it's a completely separate other idea. So they're stocked with equipment. In addition to the equipment, the spaces include small meeting areas. That is correct. So in addition to equipments, small meeting areas, in addition to stocked. If you try to do are stocked, for these reasons, they include small meeting areas and larger rooms for presentation, doesn't really make sense. It's not because they're stocked that they have these rooms, right? And then you stocked with standard equipment. Likewise, interesting word, includes small meeting areas and large rooms. That suggests that both the ideas are related and both the ideas are not related. So that's why the answer is B. B is the correct answer. So if you're struggling with this type of question, this is testing your ability to understand the paragraph that you're reading. So it's more under your reading comprehension, not necessarily a writing rule. So we will touch on that a lot more when we do the reading section together. We'll get to that. Okay, let's do 30. Here, we can just do 30 here. All right. All right, I will stop in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. Can you guys not see the question? The question, it's on, I'm doing it here because it's, okay. Okay, well, many of you responded. Okay, can you see my annotations here? Should be able to see my annotations. Yeah, okay, super. So if you notice, this question is looking for the difference between who versus whom and use versus uses, right? That's what it's looking for. So this is a pronoun. So what is the pronoun referring to? It's referring to people, yeah? So people is plural. Therefore, you cannot do, wait, yeah, you cannot do uses. You cannot do uses and uses. And then it's the choices between who and whom. This is something you again have to learn. This is the frequently confused words. So who is the, when the pronoun is doing the action, and whom is when pronoun is receiving action. So this receives action and does action. So in other words, if the sentence is, whom are you talking to? So you is a subject and you is talking to whom. So whom is receiving the action, receiving the talking. Therefore you use whom. And then if you do who, then you do who is talking. And then who is doing the action. That's why I use who. Okay, perfect. How many of you got this right? Let's do the next one. We will do, I think we can have time for one more. We will do 32. Oh, we've already done 32, right? Have we already done 32? Oh yeah, Paul. Yeah, okay, let's do 32 once more. We'll do 32 once more. All right, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull. Okay. What is this testing? This is testing list. So here we have a list. Over time, I've gotten to know several of my co-working colleagues. And then it's introducing who the colleagues are: another web developer, a graphic designer, excuse me, and a freelance writer. So this is correct. If you see a colon, you look at the clause before, which is here, So you do, I've gotten to know some colleagues. This is independent. That is correct. Let's look at this one. There's a clause before and a clause after. So this is incorrect. Some of you picked this one. So please, if you see a semicolon, just look for the clauses. This is not independent. So this is incorrect. Yep. Here, the error that this makes, it makes it seem like co-working colleagues is in the same list as another website developer, which is wrong. And here it's just run on. So that's also incorrect. Okay, not many of you got D. I think let's keep going. We have time. And I promised today, I forgot yesterday, today I promised to tell you the announcement for the videos. We will have time for that. Let's do 33. Let me just pull. Okay, this one's slightly tricky. So 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Let's see, what was it here? One second. Okay, sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, so let's look at this. So C and D are incorrect. D is too formal. So the tone is incorrect. We've done tone together. C is incorrect because share advice and proclaim our opinion, like proclaiming, you cannot really proclaim an opinion, right? It's too strong. What they use in the answers is it's too stilted of an answer. And this passage talks more about collaboration. I was trying to find the word collaboration, but I couldn't find it. But if you read the passage, it talks about collaboration. That's why you cannot do proclaim. And give some wisdom is too wordy. And so the right answer is A. Now, where am I getting this from? I really want you to do this on your own in the future. I've basically taken the screenshots, or Naman helped me take the screenshots of the answers and explanation. So here, this is the explanation. It says here, proclaim our opinion is overly stilted, opine is overly stilted and formal in comparison, right? And then give some wisdom is awkward and wordy. So you will notice it always will tell you what is the error. So it's awkward and wordy is the error over here. Here it's stilted and formal is the error, and stilted and formal is the error. So the takeaway I want you to get from today's class is that when you are doing practice for your own SAT, this is the process I want you to follow. Do a writing test, then sit down with each question in the writing test, do the question and try and figure out what's the error for every single option. What is the error? And then you compare it with the answers that are in Khan Academy and see if you got the error correct. That's the perfect way to practice all the errors. I want to ask you, does that method of practice, do you see why that method of practice can be beneficial for you? The question is, do you see why the method of practice can be beneficial? Awesome, okay. Everyone but one. Thank you. Great. It's important, however, in this practice approach, you do it question by question. Don't do 50 questions and then check the answers. You do it question by question, because after each question, you're increasing your knowledge. Okay, so you do it question by question and check them question by question. Okay, I've repeated myself too many times. Cool, so I said I would send an email, but actually I would like to just announce this. Many of you have asked for being able to see the videos later on. So I have changed my URL. Well, you can go to the old URL. So let me show you where the videos are now. Let me share my screen. Okay, so the videos, if you go over here, you will notice in the menu, there is a videos tab. And if you go to videos, there you go. There will be a video library and all of the videos are here. Now, however, this is a subscribed service, so you will have to pay for this and subscribe. So just go to the video tab, pay for it, and then you can get access to these. Now, the reason I'm making it paid is because there are so many SAT resources online. If you can find the same information online for free, I would much prefer you do that because that helps you learn and get your own information. Okay, I would also much prefer everybody come to these sessions in person. So hopefully by charging like a minimal amount, I'm incentivizing you to come to these sessions. And lastly, I don't want these videos to be circulated too far on the internet. So this is only going to be available online for, I think, a short amount of time for the people that are making it to this session. And so hopefully if you pay for it, you won't be sharing it with other people. So you guys can go online and watch these videos. I will still be having makeup sessions every day at 7 p.m. Thank you for the question, Arushi. Again, the reason I'm doing that is because I want everybody to be able to stay on the schedule and watch a video per day. You'll notice the subscription is monthly because I want you to get done with it in 1 month. I don't want you to be spending more than 1 month learning this. Otherwise, you'll start losing the information that you've gathered. So if you must watch, you can go online and watch it. But if you can find other resources, like I've sent you some free resources, then you can also do that. Now, a quick question I have for you is the guy I showed you, right? The funny guy I showed you, would you be, so he has a portal which has more videos, which teaches SAT writing using funny videos like that. So if you're still struggling, you could use these videos. The question I have for you is, if you buy subscription for this, I can figure out a way to get you free subscription to his platform. So would you be interested in a subscription to his platform? The question is, are you interested in, if you need some more learning on your own, would you be interested in watching the videos on his platform? Okay, not everybody, that's okay. So we have about 64% of you would be interested. Okay, let me figure out what I can get from him. Seems like a cool platform. I like it because I want to try and make this process fun. Hopefully you've been having fun throughout this class, and that guy is pretty funny. If he can teach you SAT writing using jokes, then why not, right? Tomorrow we will finish this exercise, and then you will notice we've been skipping many questions in writing. So we will start touching on those aspects of writing. So that aspect of writing and the reading section of the SAT are quite similar. So the skills that we will be developing will be the same in both the second part of writing and in the reading section. So there will be some overlap. So we may be able to start doing that tomorrow. Now, we are almost coming to a close of our time here. I think we're done with more than half, almost. Yeah, I think today's the halfway point of our 30 days. So I am thinking of doing IB Math AA afterwards. So would you be interested in doing IB Math AA? Now that wouldn't be a free one anymore, but would you be interested in doing IB Math AA during your summer holidays? So AA is what, analytics and something. Analytics and approaches. Thank you, Shiv. IB, so I may be doing this would be a smaller class. This would not be for everybody because it's tough to, SAT is more conducive for group learning, but that one would be slightly smaller. Okay, so about 60% of you would be interested. I will send out more information on that soon. I won't be able to do applied. So applied is a little tricky. I won't be able to touch on applied. I also think that analysis and approaches is more conducive to teaching online, whereas for applied, I think it's more conducive for in-person lessons. All right, and then sorry, for the people that said that they will be taking AA next year, if they will be starting, sorry, if you are already have done 1 year of AA, if you can please stay back after this class, would love to chat with you and ask you some questions about that. That's all I have for today. See you guys tomorrow, and let me send you out with some music.